They are in stark contrast to the plans Republicans in Congress have cooked up to drive up costs. Congressional Republicans want to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. They oppose the release of oil from reserves. They're going to bat for big oil, even as they pad the pockets of shareholders and keep gas prices up for American families.
Well, that was White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre with talking points claiming that the GOP's economic agenda will drive up inflation and gas prices after the Democrats' $5 trillion in spending took inflation to 40-year highs. Joining me right now is Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry. Congressman, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Your reaction to what you just heard.
Well, great to be with you, Maria. Look, Joe Biden's policies have been about as effective as a screen door on a submarine, right? More gaslighting and fear-mongering by the administration. It's his policies. And quite honestly, look, you don't have to be an economist. Every single American understands supply and demand. They have choked off supply, and the demand remains the same because we keep getting up in the morning and wanting to go to work and send our children to school. And so the price is going to go up when you shut down refining, when you shut down permitting and exploration and the pipelines and so on and so forth. When you shut down supply and the demand remains the same, the price for the same commodity, which there's less of, is going to go up. And so this administration has created this problem, and now they want to project it onto the Republicans, especially in advance of a crushing defeat that they're going to suffer in a few days here, and they want to be able to explain to their donor class why it happened. And of course, they're going to try and blame it on Republicans. Well, it's just simply not going to work, though.
It's pretty incredible, actually. I don't know how they get away with just ignoring the policies that have gotten us here, Congressman. What are you and your colleagues going to be able to do about this should you get a strong majority?
Well, every single time that there is a leverage point in Washington, D.C., every time President Biden wants to spend money, whether it's the National Defense Authorization Act, the Farm Bill, anytime there's an appropriations, a continuing resolution funding the government is an opportunity for Republicans to say, you're going to open up Keystone Pipeline. You're going to start permitting. You're going to stop shutting down refining. You're going to take a look at the Jones Act for shipping of fuel. You're going to do things that are going to actually lower the cost of fuel to working families, or we're not going to play ball. That's what a Congress can do, and that's what it's going to have to do.
Yeah, I want to switch gears, ask you about Iran. As I reported recently, it appears that this Iran deal is now dead. The U.S. is now working to remove Iran from the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, as the supreme leader in Iran said yesterday that the United States should not be considered an untouchable. Your thoughts on what's coming out of Iran right now with those courageous people on the streets chanting death to the supreme leader?
Yeah, the United States ought to be speaking loudly in support of those people on the street who literally have put their lives in their hands. This is an opportunity to make a difference diplomatically and rhetorically by the United States. Of course, we're not going to be threatened by Iran, and it's been a long time that this Iran nuclear deal is scuttled. And we start getting down to the business of identifying Iran for who it is and what it is. It is a terrorist regime, it is a terrorist theocratic regime that must be ended, and we need to support the Iranian people that are willing to do that.
Well, what do you think the priorities for the Republican majority will be? I know Kevin McCarthy is talking about the commitment to America and that he wants to stop the 87,000 IRS agents that Joe Biden wants to put in place. The November midterms are now 5 days away. We've got new polling from Fox News showing 51% of Pennsylvania voters say that the Oz-Fetterman debate did impact their vote. The same poll shows Fetterman holding a 3-point lead, though, Congressman. What are your thoughts on this race?
Well, look, you never trust the polling early because the polling is designed to shape your opinion, not reflect your opinion. Obviously, the debate has effects. It's not only just Fetterman's performance, but listen, every single day people are looking at the retirement. They're looking at the price when they go to the gas pump. My goodness, they're looking at the prices when they go to the grocery store, and they're saying, somehow this happened. What has changed in my life? And over the last 2 years, all this has changed. It's clearly the Biden administration and leftist Democrat policies, and they're going to make a choice in 5 days that changes course there, whether it's the IRS and 87,000 new armed agents, whether it's energy policy, or whether it's policy at the border. The American people are desperate for a change, and I think they're going to make one, regardless of these polls are going to tighten, as you know, Maria, as we get closer to the election, and the pollsters actually want to be relevant and have some credibility. And I think that's what you're going to see. And you are going to see a victory for Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania.
All right, we'll be watching 5 days away now. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks very much. Scott Perry
Great to
this
see
morning
you. Thank you.
in Pennsylvania. Thank you, sir.